Welcome. You are well. We are live. How many of us are ready for tonight's session? It also promises to be great. All right, let's join on time. We are live. We are live. All right. It's a good evening from my hand, and we'll start up right away. As soon as you come up on board, kindly let us know where you're joining in from. Tell us where you're joining in from. Let's know where you are joining in from. Please confirm you can see me and that you can hear me. Okay, so you can see. Pray that the network of today will be very, very good. All right, so it's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. Just a minute. I'm a bit under the weather, but nonetheless, we move. Okay. Happy Sunday to you. Can we do something pretty fast? And as soon as you see me, just that you can see me. Also notify that you can hear me. All right. Today we'll be talking on a topic very crucial at that, and of course, it's a topic that will help you if you are single or you are married. If you are single, you want to learn it ahead for the phase of your marriage. In fact, the actual time to learn all of these things is during your singlehood phase. And if you are married, it's not all so bad that you learn and begin to apply these things. So, regardless of the phase of life that you have found yourself, it is good that we come up here on board and learn. All right, so whatever that is so striking to you today, you want to just make sure that you drop it in the chat box as we move on today. Today, like I said, we'll be talking on a very important topic, and it is creating your marital formation. All right. You need to first of all identify what your marital formation is. And you also need to now know how to create the best for you. You know how it is that they teach us in school, good, better, best. Some of us have a marital formation currently that is good for us. Some have the one that seems better for us, but there's a place called best, and that's where we are moving to. That's the idea of today's webinar. Okay, so we'll cruise today and continue to move further. Now, I know that you may begin to then ask yourself, what are these on the on the screen? We'll be looking at different types of marital formation, which is Poseidon, Dante's Romeo, Galacticos, Brethren, and Dream Team. Okay, and the main objectives for why we want to do this training is for us to be able to identify our current marital formation that you may currently have. Whether you like it or not, there's a place where you fall in. And when you get in there and you recognize the one you are in, I would like you to just first of all drop it on the in the chat box. And if your friends are not on board yet, you want to just send them the invite, call them, tell them to come and join the session. If your partner is not also on board with us this evening, you want to also tell them to come and join us pretty fast. We'll be doing this very fast this afternoon, I mean evening. So I'd like you to cruise with me as we do it very fast. All right. We'll also be exposed to the right knowledge that is needed for us to navigate, regardless of the current status of marital formation you have, and we'll then journey to the right marital formation. Either ways, it is a journey that we all must move into. Either ways, it is a point of continual improvement for every one of us. So I said, if you are single, it's even good that you are learning in advance, and you are here, you are married, it's time to start working. Okay. Now, what is Bosidon marital formation? You know that relationship where it looks like it is only the husband most times that is the master, or one of the partners is the master, and there's one that looks like the slave. It is that relationship where one of them does not really have a say. It seems one of them knows it all, and it also seems that one spouse does whatever they like without even considering the feeling of the other person. So it's looking like it is this marital relationship is suiting for one person and is not suiting for the other person. And in this kind of this kind of marriage, what happens is that it is characterized by abuse of all kinds. And even if you are engaged, some people are engaged to marry, meaning that they are engaged, they are planning towards their marriage. And when they know these things, some of them have these tendencies, even while they are in a relationship, only that they don't know. So when you begin to observe some of these things, you know that they are red flags, and then begin to excuse yourself from them if need be. This is that kind of relationship when one party's life rotates around the other person. In fact, there's absolute fear. Hey, he's the one calling me. I don't know what to do now. I don't know this. I don't even know what I will say now. Where will I tell him I am now? Or he will ask me, where am I? This kind of relationship is filled up with emotional torture, and every marital affairs and extramarital affairs rather, is you and it looks like this person is just going to do it, eat and run. Nobody's going to hold him for it, for doing it or for not doing it when they are involved in extramarital affairs. And there's all manner of unfaithfulness here and there on the part of one, and one is faithful. Now, do you check whether your marriage or maybe your relationship has this tendency? And this is where I need you to pay attention. You need to check with these following points. Number one, are you scared of voicing your opinion in your relationship currently? You see, let me not talk. If I talk now, I don't even know what will happen. Does it seem like your partner do not even know how to say sorry or I'm sorry in your relationship? He is always the one right, or she's always the one right. Does your partner flaunt their affairs to your face? They are in a relationship, but yeah, they make you know that there's really nothing you can do about it. I'm even doing you a favor for being in this relationship. Do you feel imprisoned? You feel like I'm in this prison and begin to live my life. Are you passing through any form of physical abuse in your relationship? Are you free to ask about your spouse financial details? If you go here now, you see that many people do not even know the financial details of their spouse. It seems like they run their life on their own and nobody can query them for anything or ask anything. They just live their life as the alpha and the omega. Does your spouse insult you in public without even giving a budge? Do you have a say in your relationship? Or it seems that it's one person that has a say. Now, the reason is this. The reason why you are in this case is because one, you have age disparity, meaning that maybe the gap between both of you is very wide. And so this happens actually when you marry a spouse who feels he's made. There's really nothing you want to come and add to his life. A few days back, I met a guy who is saying that he knows he loves his wife, he loves his children, but he's standing on the ground to say that he can live without his wife and he can live his life without his life, and he really does not need a wife. He's married. According to him, he feels he's happily married. But he says he agrees that he cannot live without a woman. I'm like, where did we get all this from? Where did we get it from? So we got to the point of even saying, what do you think? Now you are married to your wife. Are you telling me that your wife is not adding value to your life? So how do you think or say that? How do you think or say that you don't think that you need your wife in your life? Then why did you marry her? So obviously, this is possibly one of the reasons. Maybe he had married her to just feel like I'm doing you a favor. So sometimes age can be when the age gap is too wide, or maybe that's especially, or when the wife or the either of them is now like a spoiled brat coming from a wealthy home. So you see the other person feeling like, you know, we're ready. I just got married to you. I'm not of my class. If you know, you know, you know. Or maybe cultural mentality, especially this is common in Africa, where the man is believed to be the lord of all, regardless of the woman's qualification or whether the woman has insight or whatever to contribute to the home. So the woman is to be seen and not to be heard. That's the idea in this kind of home. Another reason is religious misinterpretation. Some people just have this cultural practice that has infiltrated religious practices. It's their culture, so they brought it into the religious setting, and they now even use the scripture to back it up. Let me give you a typical example. I think in the south, there's part of that. There's one of the states there where the men really will not go to work. They would stay at home, and the woman is the one always on the front doing this, always doing that. So if you meet such kind of people, they want to also back that kind of their lifestyle with a scripture from the scripture, just for you to believe that what they practice in their culture is what is fine. And you can begin to give you examples here and there and there. You want to talk of families where when the wife goes to visit the family members of the husband, they use the wife as like a visitation, like a welfare for every member of the family, as though the woman is immaterial, meaning that the other family members will have sex with her. Now, those people, without even having, they might want to say, well, after all, King Solomon married so number of wives, David also married so number of wives, and after all, they were also men of God at all. They will bring their culture to the face of the scripture, just using an error. Using a scripture in the Bible to just, or whatever they believe in, to back up their errors or their cultural practices. Some other reasons why you are in this mess, in case you have found yourself here, is maybe you got married for this man and you felt like, well, even though I wasn't planning to marry him, but now I'm pregnant, there's nothing I can do. So you use pregnancy as a bait to just get married to him, to hook up with him. I'm married, I'm pregnant with your child, I'm 3 months pregnant. And because of this, the man too, he doesn't want to be put to shame. He just wanted to say, okay, no problem, you marry. But inside both of them, they know that they weren't ready to even settle down to become husband and wife. So that pregnancy was used as a bait to enter into that marriage. So where are you? Does this look like you? If this looks like you, drop in the chat box. Now, so what do you do if you find yourself here? Number one, you need to go through what we call self-development. This is actually needed because many people got married without even developing themselves. Now that they are also in marriage, they are not also working on themselves. And so they think that things will just work out on its own accord, and it is not so. So now you need to concentrate on developing you first of all. Check the deficiencies you have, areas where you're lacking, areas where it seems that that's the area your spouse is using against you because you didn't go to school, for instance, and maybe because the age gap is between you, and so the experience is so wide. So you want to begin to start learning, gather a lot of knowledge, and to but you. Number two, you need to excel in your chosen career. Maybe you have a career you're into now, you're already in this marriage. You don't want to kill that career. You want to begin to excel, do everything needed for you to do to make that career blossom. So because when you become somebody, the man that seems not to hear you now, so one day will listen to you. You need to discover what makes you happy and commit to it. There are things I do every day that if I go to work or do any other thing and I've not done them in that day, I feel unfulfilled. That's like what makes me happy. So find out what makes you happy. And do it consistently. All right, my apologies. We see network is one big issue in Nigeria. Either ways, we move. Confirm you can see me and then you can hear me now. And I'll continue from where I stopped. And for everyone that is here on board this evening, you're welcome. Favor Babalola, welcome. Emmanuel Stephen, welcome. Rene Kichi Muturaya, welcome. All right, so I'll continue just talking about um what you can do. And the next thing you also want to do is to get involved in a cause that benefits others. You want to confirm that you can see me and you can hear me, please. All right, thank you, thank you. Okay, you want to get involved in a cause that benefits others, not just you. Now, because your life already is in a mess and you're not even happy with yourself. So you want to look around you and see where you can help people around you and add your value in the little quota it is. When you get the results from that end, then it helps you. It helps you to be able to say, I'm adding value somewhere, so I'm even worthy. So I'm even full of value. So I am even indispensable, It makes you to begin to feel like, yes, I am somebody. You want to also cultivate your self-esteem because one of the things that happens or that would happen to you if you have found yourself in a bossy down relationship is that your self-esteem will be eroded. It will look like you're living a borrowed life. It will look like your life is not really your own. And so you really need to work upon this to help yourself. Good, you're welcome. You also need to join a support group. These days, there are so many tribes going here, coming there, and these are helpful. But you want to look very well before you leap. You want to pray. You want to be sure that whichever group you want to join is a group that would add value to you. You want to be sure that whatever group you want to join is a group that will will move you from your current status to the next level, that will make you who you should truly be, a group that will add value to your destiny and all of that. It could be online, it could be physical. Okay. So you don't just join groups anyhow, but you join based on the fact that you know that they will add value to you and you contribute. You are not just there like a ghost member, but you participate. You also need to learn to express your feelings in a situation where your partner doesn't know about. Don't feel you should know that it's hurting me right now. He might not know. So you need to now work on yourself. It's called emotional intelligence, to be able to know how to express your feelings without necessarily passing how you feel, whether you're angry or you're bitter, to your partner. But you make your stand known to let them know that, oh, I really am not happy with this. You have to take ownership of that space. And once this changes is being seen consistently by your partner, they will know that something is actually different with this my spouse lately. I really cannot tell, but something is different. Lastly, you want to separate yourself, maybe in a life-threatening situation. You can't continue to stay in a place where it looks like your life is threatened. You are not even sure whether you sleep and wake up the next day. So it's not a safe place to be. Now let's move to the next type of marital formation. It is called Tantis Romeo. Now don't be bothered with the terminology. It can be anything. Okay. You can make it anything, but this is just what I've made it. Tantis Romeo. This kind of relationship is based on a need that has not been met. One party uses the other to achieve an ulterior motive that is not verbalized. They didn't say it, but inside my mind, I know say na because I wan marry you so that I go dey get business connection for Aso Rock. Na why I marry you, but I no tell you. Okay? And the other person sincerely feels that you truly this is that anti Romeo relationship. Then this relationship also tend towards abuse. Person gains strength. Partner would actively now participate while the other is having a limited participation from the other partner. So it means it's like a parasitic relationship. Excuse me, where one is also benefiting much more than the other. And in this kind of relationship, one partner uses the other to gain stability. You know how it is, how that many people were so desperate to become a drama entertainer. Excuse me. In those days, and those ladies can do whatever they want to do just so they can become a prominent person. Some of them, like we heard, they will have to just go and sleep over with some guys so that they can give them roles to take and their names become popular and all of that. They are using them to gain stability. Some now become second wife in the name of that. And in this kind of relationship, you begin to see betrayal, you see extramarital affairs and all forms of disappointment that exist. One partner becomes a prisoner of love. I don't know as I can't find myself here. Wetin do me why I can't see myself here? I no even know as I reach here. So this relationship is characterized by pseudo love. At the inception, they thought they loved themselves, but they just are not truthful to themselves because this person is saying yes, I'll marry you because of an ulterior motive. But as they go on in life, this supposed love grows into threats. If you do this, I'll kill you. If you do this, and it grows into anger that also bursts out later on. Emotions of one partner is only favorable where there is a need. Ah, when I know that I need you to give me 1 minute, I become your friend. Anything you say, hey, yes, yes, sir, no problem. Thank you. I will do it. No problem. Before you come, food is ready. Before you do everything is ready. But once that need is met, emotions go back to square one. Have you met people like that? That the wife will not allow the husband to have sex with them because they need a particular thing to be solved, or they would use sex as a means to get things done before they would become emotional, love into cute kind of relationship and all. But once that thing is solved, You see them go back to square one, even when the husband is maybe making more. Let's have no, what is it? Is it food? And that and it's more Romeo relationship. Now, these are checks to do to be sure whether your relationship is standing. Spouse threatening to leave you. If you do anything that will leave you, pack my loads and leave my child. It's something you can do. Does your spouse compare you to another person or talk about a particular person? You don't cook like my ex would do. You don't even know how to do this one. Always will be comparing you with another person. Was your spouse nice before when you were in a relationship, but now that you're married, the person has changed? And for those who are also in relationship, when you were still friends, it's possible that this person is nice. By the time the relationship starts, you just suddenly see that this person is no longer nice as they used to. Does your spouse yes, much more than you? They cannot go out with you. No, you're old school, but they can go out with friends or even some other female friends. Hmm. So what do we do? Who spends more in the relationship at the moment? Is it you or your partner? How often does your spouse call now compared to when you started your love life? So maybe even when you were courting, you used to call 100 times a day. But now that you are married, if you know say I know say you gonna know say at this also place, you don't even need to call. This is a Tansis Romeo relationship. Who is scribing that for us? For those two that we have mentioned the first one who wants to drop it, who wants to drop it, who wants to drop it. Yes. The second one who wants to drop it, kindly drop it in the reasons why we say that that's a Tansis Romeo relationship is because one, there is delay yourself in that relationship. Time is no longer on your side though. This one that you know who will not marry you now. So you shall want to marry anyhow. Any man that comes my way now, just say yes. So if you're not careful, you possibly would enter into a Tansis Romeo relationship, right? The next is emotional support. Hmm. This is you're not getting the emotional support you need, or maybe you are getting emotional support, but the other person is not getting it. And this is why we say you are in a Tansis Romeo relationship. It has to be balanced. You are in that relationship to better yourself. I better my partner betters me. Or you have more reasons to leave your home and stay outside. You enjoy staying out of the house much more than staying indoor. You know that COVID period where many families had to stay together by fire by force. I had colleagues that felt like, wow, what's this? It's strange. It's not really easy to stay with my partner, my wife, or stay at home morning to night. Why? They had issues. They were really not connecting together as they should as husband and wife. Then childlessness. Maybe you do not have child, and because one person just wanted to get married and have children on time, and the child is not coming forth as they plan, then one person will be benefiting much more than the other person. And it looks like you're not giving me a child, or you're not giving me a boy child like I want it. So better where you pack your things out of this house. This is why we say it's possible that your relationship is Romeo upbringing. The way you were raised up contributes to how it is that you have made the decision of who you have married or who you marry. This is why marriage is a critical decision to make. Dysfunctional upbringing. You really did not stay with your parent as such. You stay from one aunt to one dad, one to one uncle, and they maltreated you. You've seen a lot when it comes to marriage, and you've seen how one partner of your aunt was benefiting much more than even your aunt, and then you felt me as a man too. That's what I would do when I get married. I'll just do this. It has to be this. You want to work on yourself. So what do you do? Dedicate some time in nurturing yourself. Now, all the solutions will be given will be you first of all. It has to start with you because it takes two to tangle. And if there's a tangle, we need to separate the tangle first and handle one first. Once one is old, then we cannot look at the other partner. So it has to start with you listening to me now. So it's not you pointing a facing finger to your partner. This is why I encouraged all the married people to have come with their partners. I'm seeing only just one person. This is not fair. So that as you are listening and your partner is listening, they are making up in their mind what they want to do to get better and to do all of that. This is the essence. So dedicate some time in nurturing yourself. Spiritually nurture yourself, physically nurture yourself, intellectually nurture yourself. Just nurture yourself. Do self care. Nurture yourself and just do exercise. Do all of the things that you need to just nurture yourself so you can be on your feet again. Do a reality check. Where are you in this relationship? Is really my marriage this Romeo kind of relationship? Okay, this is where I find myself really, and be honest about it. So people are not honest about it at all. You see, they are not honest. So you have to be honest about it and take it from there and get solutions to it. Number three, you need to refuse to be used by learning detachment. Don't let people make your scenario the case study that until you have become the bad specimen that people have learned from, you now have sense to say that are true. Ah, na Aunty Romeo relationship be. Na then you just come dey believe. No, it's too late. So you want to own your life for yourself and make things work out the way they should and not allow anything to just throw you like a trash, like you do not matter kind of person. No. You want to take the bull by the horn and do the necessary thing that you need to do. The solution is for you, first of all. You need to spend time with godly friends. Spend time. Spend time with people that have your kind of values, that can have, you love God, they love God. You love to have a happy home, they also love to have one. All right, thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Babalola. I see you. Thank you very much. I hope Emmanuel Stephen too is with the wife. Same as Femi Adebayo, I hope you are with your wife. Aha. Because we are coming over. We will come and ask for dividends. Thank you. And then you want to also spend time in developing your career together. If your career is one thing that is so important to both of you, you want to focus on it both at the same time. That as you're focusing on it, your focus is on it, and I don't have a different view, and my partner has a different view, but we have the same view, and that view is what brings us together. That view is what will now help you to keep working at your relationship. So the more you move closer to what is your common goal, maybe your vision, for instance, the more you move closer to it, the closer you become, the more the gap between the two of you closes, and before you know it, there's no gap again between you. All right. Now we move to the next type of marital formation. Okay. Is it interesting? Are you learning something? Drop in the chat box if it's making sense. Even with this big terminology that I'm giving, is it making sense? Galacticals. Here we go again. So which one be this one now? Galacticals. Has anyone found where they fall in? Is anyone in the Poseidon kind of marital formation? Is anyone in the second one, which is Tantis Mori, Romeo? And this is Galacticos. Drop in the chat box, let's see. So let's see this one. This one is that kind of relationship where we are all star. I'm a star, you are a star kind of relationship. If you ask them, how much do you know about your partner? They really don't know. They just say we are stars. We feature in TV every two times a week. I've featured on this magazine, on that magazine. And they are just after being stars. And both partners play the gallery and show off together, carry me kind of thing. Meanwhile, they are hot and inside. Both partners have their individual agenda and they are free to do whatever they like. They are what? They are free. They are free to do whatever they like. They are married, yet they do things anyhow they want it to be. That's not a marriage. Nobody wants to nobody wants to work for the other person. This is that kind of relationship when one partner says, all right, this is when you see the wife say, my husband's money is our money. My own money is my money. Oh. And they are free to do what. So I like that guy I mentioned to you. I was asking him, so when you say this now, is your wife free to have an extramarital affairs? He said she likes. So he said he has extramarital affairs, not anywhere in Nigeria, but anytime he goes outside of the world and of the nation. I said, okay, so you won't feel bad either when you find your wife involved in extramarital affairs. Say, "Mm, but the rule of the game is if anyone is found false, that person goes out. If she finds, I pack my things and leave. If I find her, then she goes." You can imagine. Hey, we see a lot and a whole lot of things happen. Nobody wants to work for the other person. I work, I bring my own money, I use them for myself. You do your own, you to use your own money for yourself. But you now you marry us, so you must be responsible for us as wife and as the children. This is that kind of relationship. And I have a lot of them around me. The relationship is characterized by the blame game. It's you that caused it. That time that we did that one, you did it. It's not me. It's you. You didn't do this way. You didn't do that one, and all of that. Another characteristic of this relationship is that they exhibit individualism and they are highly opinionated. Now, my own idea, and I jive, pass your own. I will not agree, you will not agree. That's how this relationship is. They exhibit individualism a lot. There's no union, there's no unity. They don't work as a team. This one goes like this one goes like this. And this one is right, even this one is right in their own eyes. So it's characterized by the quest to outdo the other person. So my husband has bought a land. Me too, I'll go and buy another one in Lekki, Ajaleki. My husband just bought a car. Me too, I'm going to go and buy my home. So buy and buy all of those things. Then you need to do checks to be sure if you are not here on this table. Number one. Are the two of you from influential homes? And you'll be baffled to see people who are not even from influential homes marry themselves and they fall in this category. But the high percentage of people in this category have come from influential homes. But you, like I said, you might not have come from what's it called now, influential homes, but you have found yourself here. Is there power tussle? Me as the wife, I won't gree for my husband. With the slogan in Nigeria this year, no gree for anybody. I no go gree. Dat thing wey him dey do, him go know say I don arrive. Okay, you can't be talking to me like that. He's working, I'm working. So what is it? And the husband too, even when he's wrong, he's not willing to hear from the wife. Number three, check. Do you have different opinions over issues that no one wants to concede with the other? He said our children need to go to public school. The other person is saying no, they must go to private school. And they are both giving their reasons and nobody is ready to listen to the other person and then make a concrete decision as a team or as husband and wife. Do you go ahead with whatever you like when you can't concede? Shebi we talk and talk and you no gree. And so me I go do wetin dey my mind. Is that your case? Are you separated in almost every area? We talk marriage, we no gree. We talk relationship, we no gree. Children matter, we no gree. Church wey we go, we no gree. Abi na mosque you wan go, we no gree. We want to do this business, do that. There's really nothing that you are agreeing together. Then it shows that you are in a galacticos relationship. Reason why we say this because you possibly might have entered into this space because you entered as an arrangee relationship. I get one brother, he don't do you to marry. If he see you go like you, now he make you reach where you dey. Arrangee relationship, or maybe your upbringing, the environment you grew up from, the knowledge of your handler, like your parents or guardian who raised you up as a little child. All the significant emotional experience that happened to you, good and bad, has made you to end up in this kind of galacticos relationship. Or celebrating syndrome. Remember that we said this is more common to people who have come from highly influential home. Are you also you are in a blinded association? You share same profession, but you have no humility. This also is possible. I remember years back, as a little child that I was, there was a couple. When they come to church, you would always almost want to just go and marry the next day. They dress the same kind of, that kind of uniform as husband and wife. Everywhere, happy, happy, happy. But you only too did you know that maybe they fought before they even came to church that morning. This is that kind of galacticos relationship. What do you do? Because when there's problem, it is for us to get solution. Problem is not really the issue, but the solution that we need. So what do we? When we know what to do, then there will be change. One, rediscover your purpose. Mm. You need to rediscover who you are. Maybe who you are was really not clear to you before you found yourself here. Then you need to rediscover it. Take your life up again from wherever you have found yourself. Number two, be humble enough to get counseling. Some of us, I don't need counseling. My marriage is fine. Everything is okay. So when you now have issues, you will not seek for counseling. Let me bust our bubbles. You know how it is that we are and most of us do not go until we have one medical issue. That's when we now begin to run from here to here, that. Because there are things that would have been seen even at the point of you just going for medical checkup, that you don't wait until there is a medical issue. This is like how it is for you to assess your marital health assessment. Like for all the couples here that have filled their marital health assessment, you know that some of those questions that were asked there, it's like checking the health of how your marriage is. Are you enjoying this? How was your upbringing like? Do you think this and all of that? These are things that now helps you. That when you do this year, and then you get your report, because I will share your report. I've not started working on it, but I'll work on it and then start sharing one on one. I won't make it public because it's confidential, right? And you get feedbacks, and you now know that my marriage is not good. Oh. Hey, I need to do something. Okay, so when you now know something, because will be recommended, I mean, things to do will be recommended for you. When you now begin to do them, you start seeing changes that will better your marriage. And as you start doing those things, you will be happy at how your marriage relationship is turning out. I, myself, and my husband, even when we did it, it wasn't fine. I felt sorry for myself and for our relationship. I felt like, wow. Even as it looks like things are fine, I said, well, we need to do because really there are many things underneath that we're not even touching. And that's how it is for many people. They don't touch things underneath, they just do things on the surface, feeling everything is fine. So upon taking intentional decisions on the feedback, we saw drastic change in our marital relationship. I was wild. I was like, wow, this thing is working. And when I saw it working for me, I was happy to even recommend it to everybody around me. And this is why I'm saying when you get your result, Biko, Ejo, mm, do the needful. Whatever recommendation you are given, please do it. It's for your own good. And I give this analogy. Somebody is sick of malaria and somebody says, once you go to the hospital to go and be treated, say, me, I don't like doctors, I don't like injection, I don't like drugs, I don't want to go. Will that person get healed? Do you want to tell me in the chat box, will the person get healed? Of course, no. There are two things. It's either that person continues to suffer with the malaria, or the person goes for the medical treatment. They would run tests on the person, and that's like the assessment we have done for you. After the test is run, you will get your test result. Is malaria you have, or is typhoid? Either ones that you have, they will not give you recommendation. Go and buy this drug, buy that, or they dispense it for you at the dispensary. And once that is done, you take it. It's one thing for you to given the kind of drugs to take, or to even be given the drugs. It's another thing for you to not take the drugs. That you now begin to see the healing happen small by small, little by little. It's not in a jiffy. No. So your intentionality is needed here. Your your patience is also needed here for you to see the results you need to see. Number three, drop the star toga and get back to work. It is I'm a star, yet you're suffering. The star no help anybody, so drop it. And be humble enough to do something with your life. You also need to get a vision for yourself. I tell singles, have a vision for your life. If you do not have a vision for your life and that you are running with currently, when you see a man or a lady saying, yes, we want to marry, okay, at the end of the day, what do you think will happen? You will not have any vision you are working with. And as the lady, you can't say, bro, is there any vision for why that you are living that you want me to join you with or do something? You really do not have. So you'll not be able to ask. You just feel, yes, we're in love, we're fine, things will work out itself when we get there. Mbam, it's not working like that. Get a vision for yourself. As a single, as you're listening to me, if you do not have one, go and get one. And if you are married, this is why we took the first session of creating your marital vision. Can I say, till now, I've not seen any one of you shared your marital vision statement with me. I'm waiting for you. I am waiting for you. Mm-hmm. The last one, simulate communication. Many of us have communication issues. We really do not know how to communicate effectively. That your yes is meaning a no to your partner, and then there's misunderstanding. Effective communication is a big tool needed in every relationship, whether you're single, you're married, you are not even married, you are with your father or mother, staying with them, or in a workplace or anywhere, you need this skill. Highly important. Now, these are checks to do. Do you still enjoy your marriage? Answer in your mind. My husband is saying yes. Okay. You want to answer. Number two, do you go out alone by yourself? You no wan go with aunty or you no wan go with bro, I wan go alone. um Is your communication effective? If it is not, you want to work on it. If you don't have to worry about what people will say, will you remain in this relationship? You see this galacticos relationship, they are suffering and smile. They don't want to leave because what will my mother-in-law say? What will my daddy say? What will they say? Like that. But if you don't worry about what people will say, will you remain in this marriage? Answer your heart. Is your marriage exactly what people perceive it? Told you when I was a little child, everything paparazzi jumping everywhere in church. I want to marry you. Only that they cannot say is when you visit them, you will know. Who dominates your conversation? Is it your pastor? Is it your imam? Is it an authority figure, or both of you have say? This kind of relationship is that relationship that ah make our imam no hear o. If he hears kpere, they will sanction me. Or let the pastor know hear. If pastor hear, hey, they will remove me from being a worker. So let's just be managing it. And yet things are suffering. And you've not even taken a step further to go and meet with your pastor or whoever is your authority figure or a professional help to receive help. Yet you're managing it. Are you on this table? I've not seen anybody tell me where they are falling, and I'm really interested in that. Boss it down. Tantis Romeo. Galacticos. We're moving. Two more. This is another one. We call it brethren. Brethren marital formation. Both partners really want to stay together, but they lack the skills needed. I'll tell you mine. I know you are really ready to to know mine. Not find the one that works. Are there more after? Yes, there is. This is the next one, brethren. Both of them love to stay together, stick together, and enjoy everything about marriage, but they don't have the necessary skills to make their marriage work. They assume a lot. They assume my partner can communicate well. They assume that they know all it is about sex, and they know all it is about resolving marital conflicts. They know all those stuffs and all assumption on many critical issues in relationship. They do. And there is a display of perfection outside, but there is brokenness inside. They are just together as housemates, but emotionally apart. They are staying inside. So they are like housemates, but they are not um intimates. Permit me to use that word. Right? One partner is married to the children. My children, I no play with my children. No, 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 no. You can do it, but my children, no. No. So one partner is married to the children, while the other is slowly every time the children revolves around around one partner. The ideal thing is that the two of you relate with your children as our children, not loving the child more or the children more than your partner. And again, they no longer enjoy each other's company, but have to stay together because of their anchors. Their anchors like their people, their parents, religion, maybe church or mosque, either one they practice. So they are staying together because our pastor, if make you know here at all. You know, say before we marry, don't talk say this one, only this, only that, like that. Where are you? These are checks to do. Do you still enjoy your marriage? Do you go alone, out, only by yourself? Is your marriage exactly what people perceive? Is effective communication, is your communication effective? If you don't have to worry about what people will say, will you remain in this marriage? Who dominates your conversation? You want to answer all of this. The reason why we say it is a burden kind of marital formation is because of religiosity over commitment. You're just merely religious, but there's no commitment bringing both of you together. You need to troubleshoot the time you spend together and compare to the time you spend on religious activities. Do you spend more time with other activities or even religious activities more than with yourselves? Because when you are stronger together, you can then use that strength to face every other activity around you, be it church activities, whatever activities, community activities, and all around you. Is there ignorance on many issues where we are assuming and is one party stubborn than the other? That the person is not going to yield. It is what is in his head that he wants to do. How is your preparation like? It seems like your preparation for that phase of marriage is quite low, and assumption exists on most levels in your marriage. What should you do? Build friendship skills. Some of us did not get married as friends. We only got married as God said, just said, and all. We had to build the friendship skill. Learn the art of communication. Assumption will not help you to communicate effectively. It is a skill, meaning that it is learning. You can learn it. You can learn it. Get a vision for both of yourself, for the family, and get the purpose and do what? Utilize and work based on that vision. You then need to sit down to talk and chart a new course for your life. Start an open day, or what we call a royalty day. Open day is what we call family meeting in our family. Once a month, we have that meeting. Everyone is free to voice out their mind, what is happening, what they like, what they don't like, where they need us to improve, including the children, and everybody will be there. That's how you begin to improve. See, every organization have that feedback system that they receive from. If you work in manufacturing setting, for instance, they call it consumer and customer feedback from the populace that they are serving. We feel, do you like our product? We don't like it. So they can work on it. The family is like what it is, where everybody is free to say whatever is in their mind. Nobody will hold them accountable. So why you go talk like that? You don't even get respect. No. They are free to talk their mind out. And then from it, you take a feedback and work on your relationship. Seek for counsel. It's not a disease. It is a strength. If you are single, you want to seek for premarital counseling. It helps you to be able to know this person in and out. If you are in a church where there is a structure for marital counseling, you want to pass through, not just religiously. I've met some few couples who went through so I've had couples who now are married, but then they just went through the premarital counseling just to fulfill all righteousness. Ask them what they learned. They cannot remember. It means that all of the things that they were taught in that relationship, in that premarital counseling, was just just do it and tick the box that yes, you have done it. No life. If you ask me what I was taught in my premarital counseling those times, like this is like 10 years now, 9 years is, I can still tell you because they formed part of the nitty-gritty of what we are coming to do in the marital front. Now, seek for counseling. Now you are married. There's this idea that once I'm married to the right person and we are enjoying ourselves, we don't need any counseling. After our marriage is not bad. No. Sometimes you don't even know that issues are already happening underneath. You don't know because you don't know. It is at the front of you doing counseling that some things will be exposed to you, and then you know that so this thing is not good, so that is not good. Now, when you now even have opportunity to do counseling, please do. Some of you will be recommended to go for counseling if need be, based on the assessment that you have done. It's not anything in my head. It is based on what you have responded to. So it's an objective system. It's scientific. It is an objective system that helps you. We call it psychometric tools that helps us to be able to analyze what you have sent in, and then we diagnose it and say this is what it is with your relationship. You need counseling, you need therapy, you need this skill, you need that skill, you want this, you want that. And once you can make up your mind to do those things, you always see. This is the last one, and it's dream team. Is that did anybody self on the marital formation? Anybody? Okay, let's move it for you because I feel some people's network is kind of backward and I think I'm faster than them. Now, dream team, this kind of marital formation, have been through storms but are now winning. You know how it is that we sing, he didn't tell me that the road was going to be tough, but the promise that yes, there's going to be a safe landing. No matter how tough it is, you are sure that there's a safe landing. These people complement and okay, I like your sincerity. Emmanuel Stephen. And I promise I was going to tell you mine, right? I also started as brethren. But the thing is, all of the characteristics they really did not suit our condition. But the idea is at least if two or three or four of the things is even talking to you, then you know that no, this is me. It doesn't have to be everything. All right. So we took it as a feedback system and then we began to work more on it because there were so many things I think we played assumption on. There were things we know, but we really did not have the skill that is needed to do the needed things and all of that. All right. Now, um, this kind of relationship, which you call the dream team relationship, they understand each other, they relate with each other better. The way they want to be treated, they treat their partner the way they want to be treated, right? They accept losses and share gains. When they want to take decision on any matter and they're asking, um, this matter, what do we do? Maybe the wife says, can we do this? The husband say, no, 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 no. No, this is what we're going to do. And then maybe it turns the other way around. The partner will not say, Shibi, I tell you, say make we know that you say maybe do. So now you don't see yourself now where we find ourselves. So they enjoy. So, but as a team, they don't share, they don't push blame. Rather, they receive everything that has happened as a feedback and face it together. This is a team. So when their team wins together, they rejoice together. When they lose, they take it as a feedback and they work on it. They accept losses and they also it's not one-sided. They have a good sense of purpose, understand who they are, and they have absolute understanding of it. It's not just the man that knows, but the wife also knows. Now that they know, the both of them are working on it to achieve their common vision. They have worked at their relationship. So it means that it's not just part A that is working on relationship and part B is just looking around, watching, waiting. And no, but both of them are working. They have the willingness to learn. So it's not just one person that is willing to learn and the other person is not willing to learn. Now let me do a disclaimer. All of these things that we're talking about, is possible that you, first of all, are the one exposed to it first. And as you're being exposed to the truth, you don't begin to point accusing finger to your partner. But what you should do is to receive those learnings, work on yourself first. Let it be eminent that you have changed. Your partner will see the change and then begin to work on those changes. Reasons why we say it is a dream team relationship. It is possible for every marriage to get better, regardless of where you have found yourself. Galacticos, Bosito, or which one again? Tell me, I want to be sure you're following. Is anyone listening to me? Is it Brethren? Is it Galacticos? Is it Bosidon? You can move from any of those to the right one. Because you need to know that some basic ingredients are needed to build a dream team. If you see any marriage that is working, thank you. Yes, I do. I need to just rest. That's what it is. Thank you very much, Favor Babalola. Some basic ingredients are needed to run your marriage. And if you see any marriage working, it is working because both of them have decided to make it work. Both of them have decided to make it work. And one person is not just working at it, but both of them are working on it. Only dead people can marry successfully. That's a quote by somebody. Only dead people. And until you die to your selfish interest, your marriage will not be what it's supposed to be. Nah. Where did you fall into? Yes, Emmanuel said she finally found it. Dream team. Congratulations. I really do hope it is very good if it is. And for the singles, your goal should be that you work towards the what? Dream team formation of the kind of marriage. I need you to drop your questions, and this is where we're ending it today. Drop your questions in the chat box. I'll attend to it, and I'll give us just 1 minute to respond to that. After 1 minute, if there's no question, then I believe we are fine, and expect that if there is anything after now, you want to drop it into our WhatsApp group, and then I will attend to it. Did you add value? Was it a time wasted or a time to learn? Okay, everybody loves dream team. Who does not like good thing? Nobody. Even me, I love it. But I have to be sincere with myself. Remember that we said you have to do reality check. Okay, and I mentioned that if you have seen one or two of those traits, of any one of those ones we have mentioned, then most likely you are on that table. The ideal thing is that, so now let me tell you, there's possibility that you move from one phase to the other. This time around, you might be, even for those who have said they are in dream team, it's possible that you are in dream team. But if you don't continue to do what you are doing that makes you be in this phase, there's possibility that you then move to maybe brethren, or move to galacticos, or move like that, can reduce, So there's tenacity needed for you consistently and continuously to work at your relationship to make it better all the time. If you don't do this, there's possibility that you will drift off. So every relationship you see working, it is working because two people are intentionally working it out. Thank you for your time out this evening. Thank you for giving us time to do this together. It's a good evening from my end, and this is me saying bye bye. Thank you.